Okay, we're on D4 logo design, and we're going to be working with the appearance panel. Before we do that, we're going to add a letter. So I'm going to go grab my type tool. I just want the regular one, not the type on a path. So we'll choose the regular type tool and just click one time in here. Make sure you're not clicking on any paths. So if you accidentally click on a path and it tries to connect, that could be a problem. So if so, you can always click off to the side and try again. Or press undo if you mess up, Control Z. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type a lowercase t because our Toucan Tropics is a lowercase logo. And we're using that same font, that source serif variable black. So you should have that all set. Also, of course, double check to make sure you're using your black fill that we specified for the project. I'm going to go to my selection tool or press V and resize this. I'm going to hold shift though because I don't want to smash. If we don't hold shift, we could do that, right? And that's not good. I'm going to press Control Z. We're going to hold shift key down as we size this up. So we're going to size this up to be a good size. We're going to be overlapping two of these letters over top, but we're going to make one the way we want it and then copy it when we get it done. Okay, so I've got this going on, and you can always make it smaller later, so, you know, no worries. I'm going to rotate it around just a tad bit here and position it. Okay, so now we're going to open the appearance panel, so window appearance for any panels that we can't see, and it should say type because we're clicked on text, so make sure it does say that. If it says none, you're not clicked on anything. So we're clicked on type. At the bottom left-hand corner, we're going to press the Add New Stroke button. So we're going to click that, and it's going to add stroke in the appearance panel here. It's currently set to 1 point black. I want a 1 point with our dark orange. So there we go. Now, notice the letter looks kind of funny. That's because the type is interpreting the stroke incorrectly because it's text and not a shape, not a joined shape. So we're going to turn the letter into shape. And I know in your head, you're like, expand, expand. You know, you'd think so, but that's not what it's called. Essentially, it's like we need to pathfind the letter, but the letter's not shaped, so we can't use the pathfinder. With text, all you have to do is turn the text into what they call outlines. And I wish they didn't call them that because we have that outline view, so it's confusing. But that's what they call it. If we press Control Y, we also can't tell that this text is in those weird shapes. So it's kind of funny because it doesn't always happen, but it did with this font. Okay, so I'm going to right click this and go to Create Outlines. That's going to turn the text all into all into paths, but then we still need to basically cram it all together so that we can you know, unite it. So we still have to use the Pathfinder. So I'm going to go to Window Pathfinder, pull it up, and hit that Unite button, and now bam, woohoo, we have an actual path of a T. Okay, back over here to stroke, we want orange, 1 point, and if I click off of it, you can see it's on there. Can't notice it a lot because it's right over a lot of orange, but you can see it over the white parts a bit. I'm going to zoom up more so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. So that's what we're at this point. Okay, and make sure you're clicked on your letter when you're using the appearance panel. It'll still let you change things and just nothing changes if you're not. Okay, so we're going to continue adding strokes to this because you can add multiple strokes, which is kind of cool. They're gradually going to get bigger and that'll give us a neat effect. So I'm going to do, we're going to start with the 2 points. So instead of 1, let's set this to 2. And then let's add another stroke. And on the lower stroke, let's set this one to black and 4. Okay. And then let's add one more stroke and we'll put this down. And the bigger ones, you know, go down. And we're going to set this to 6 and white. Now, here's what's funny about strokes. If you look on this, it actually looks like, if I count them, it's like white, black, orange, and then another orange, and then a black, and then a white. What's happening is, it looks like we have 6, but we only have 3. It's just they're centered on top of each other. So the 2 is centered in the middle. The 4 is centered under the 2. So it looks like there's strokes on multiple sides. That's because the strokes are by definition aligned center to the path. And we can modify that. We're going to have to modify it on all of them. But we're going to set align stroke in the stroke pop-up panel to outside. So you can click on the little button and then where it says align instead of center, we're going to align to the outside. So the middle one is inside. Inside would make your letter smaller. Outside goes around the letter. So I'm going to say outside for this one. Click on this one. Say outside for this one. Click on this one. Say outside for it. Now, don't get me wrong. The other effect does look cool, and you may want it to be that. But so you understand, we have the little orange one on top, the 4 underneath it, and it sticks out, and then the other one underneath it, and it sticks out. And it just makes sense whenever you do it this way. But the other way does give you really cool effects as well, so sometimes you might want it to be that way. Okay, so understand that strokes by default always draw on the center. All right. Okay, so this is looking pretty good so far. We are going to go ahead and skip and continue on to page 29 for this one, to D5. So once we're selected with it, we're going to just grab a copy. So I'm going to be on my selection arrow, which I am. I'm going to hold down Alt and drag, and there we go. We have got it. I'm going to kind of rotate it in. So, you know, you got one sort of tilted one way, one sort of tilted the other way, and it's all kind of going down the little slide, right, of our little thing here. Okay, I'm going to press Control-0 to fit to screen. I just like to do that when I'm working so that I can see what's going on. And we are going to place our wonderful little toucan that we made in here and position him in the top corner. So we need the symbols panel. You should still have that up here. It's the little club icon. If you click on that, there he is. Drag him in. He's kind of big. So I'm going to scoot down and hold Shift. Remember, we don't want to smash him, so hold Shift. Pick him up, hold Shift, and pull down again. Now, he's turned the wrong direction. Don't know if you noticed that. He has turned the wrong direction, and we don't want that. So let's go ahead and fix that by right-click, transform, and reflect. Reflect flips him the other way. We don't want to copy, so we're not going to press copy here. We're just going to hit OK. And then, bam, there he is. Got him. And you can decide how you want him to fit in this little box with the rest of it. I think that looks pretty good. I do have a problem, though, because my guy has a feather that's the exact same size or same color as this logo, because I used the orange when I did that. So if I wanted to make a change to that, I would have to break the link to the original symbol to do it. I'm going to do that to show you how. At the top up here, I'm going to click Break Link. When I do, this is now just a group. It's not even grouped anymore. But it's all just in here. And then I should be able to click specifically on those different colors and then change them to whatever color I want them to be. Now that one is still in a group with the gray one, so I'm going to double click to get a hold of it. Make this one black, click out, and there we go. So that looks better. I think I do have another little part down there that's a different color. There it is, right there. On my tail feather, so let's give that a double click. Come to that one, I'll make that one gray. There we go, and click back. Okay, good. So that's pretty much it. So if you want to make changes to that one, break link so you don't change all of your symbols everywhere. And then if you wanted to, you could select all of the logo and put it into your symbols panel as well. So I'm going to select all of this. And then you can just drag it into the symbols panel. Just pick anywhere in it as long as you've got it all grabbed. Drag it in there, and then I'll just name it logo. And there we go. So now I've got this toucan symbol in there, and I have my logo in there, and then I could use those in the future however I needed to use them. So that gets us to the bottom of page 29. We've created a logo.